Welcome back to CEO Money. I'm Michael Yorba, your host. Thanks for joining us. All right, we've got Kim Forssell, Chairman and CEO Net Zero Enterprises, on the show with us. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, you are highly accomplished, a serial entrepreneur. Give our audience an example of what you've done in the past, and then let's dive into what Net Zero Enterprises does.
Oh, absolutely. I don't know really where to start. I've done a lot. I started out with my first company when I was 18. I was the guy that imported Palm Pilot to Scandinavia. That was my first business. Had to sell it to 3Com later. From that, I started a private equity company and a incubator. And one of the companies we incubated there was focusing and specializing on capital-intensive projects and how to develop those and how to remove risk in the development so the product comes out on budget, on time, and with the intended performance that we planned ahead of time for the product. So what we done is we took that proprietary model and we applied it into the renewable energy sector, developing waste-to-energy plants, developing some organic food farming facilities, water treatment solutions, biofuel, and really anything that's sustainable and impact investing. And we are doing that in a fashion to remove all the risk essentially and have a guaranteed performance of the facility that we're going to build.
Well, you've got over 200 successful asset developments, projects, and ventures to your credit. Let's dive into what the 5 areas are that Net Zero Enterprises works on.
Absolutely. So we are the expertise to start there with Net Zero Enterprises is really how to structure these usually capital-intensive projects. Then we have 5 areas or verticals of expertise, one being water treatment and water conservation, which typically has a very central role in all of our projects. The next sector is renewable energy. We have developed wind farms. We have developed thermal-grade solar farms. Right now, the most interesting area, I think, or at least to us, is waste-to-energy because we see waste as a commodity and we can go in and mine landfills in a very profitable fashion. In order to do that, you need the water treatment solution, as I mentioned as well, as a very important portion of that. Then we have organic food farming, so typically vertical farming indoor could be leafy greens, but we also do shrimp farms, we do fish farms and so forth, and we produce completely organic produce or protein. In that fashion, that's 100% compliant to Whole Foods and other important requirement aspects out there. We also have something called net zero housing, which is essentially carbon neutral housing, self-sufficient in both water and energy consumption. Yeah, that's it. That's the 5 main areas that we're focusing on.
Let me start with the waste landfill and sewage combination. That you say you turn it into biofuel and you're filtering into potable water. Where are the plants and what is the future of that part of Net Zero?
The plants today that we have is really on a global basis. We have developed a lot of them in Europe. I've had a lot of focus in Asia. A lot of focus going to be in Asia going forward, and also down Africa. We are building. We have a couple here in the U.S. One in Minnesota. We are developing one in Atlanta. We're developing a couple of them in Alaska. And really, what we do is we go in and we essentially mine landfills where we take the waste as a source for us to convert it into any valuables. We convert it, we For example, we take plastics, that's what we convert into biofuels, and we take the organic waste and convert it into energy. We also do that in a fashion where you also use some water, which we create potable water from. And then you have a lot of other smaller revenue streams as well. What's interesting with these projects is that it's obviously a proven technology since we've been doing this many times, but the project always comes with long off-take agreements from typically AA or AAA aided off-taker. So we are guaranteed an income and a revenue for at least 25 or sometimes cases 30 years going out into the future, which gives us a guarantee of exactly how we're going to cash flow from the operations, and we are also able to get operational revenue guarantee for the entire period. So even if for some reason the plant wouldn't function as we plan or something like that, then we have an insurance that covering our revenue going forward.
Well, we've got about a minute left. Are you currently in a capital raise mode?
We are. We are always in a capital raise mode, I would say, because we always raise capital on a product level basis. We are also in the first corporate raise. We're raising $30 million on a corporate level. That's really to leverage the position and they have the growth phase we're in right now. Then we're looking to deploy about $1.6 billion into new projects in 2018.
All right. We don't have much more time on this. I want to be able to see if I can send you a couple of people because whenever you mention the G word, guarantee, people's ears perk up. Kim, thanks for being a guest on the show.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Kim Forssell, Chairman, CEO, NetZeroEnterprises.com. You've been listening to CEO Money today with Michael Yorba. And this segment is brought to you by Tycon Partners. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you again real soon.